Hey everybody, it's Eddie, life coach in San Francisco, career and relationships life coach. Welcome to my channel and tonight's talk. We're going to be dealing with gratitude for a change. Last few sessions has been all about anxiety. So I think it's just kind of a fresh breath of air coming my way to kind of, center in on something that I think a lot of us kind of forget to do, and that is practice gratitude. So, as usual, I'm going to just say some thoughts that I would like to share with you, some insights, some tips, and other things that have come to mind and have been useful to me in my own experience with gratitude. So, I'll just start by welcoming you to the channel. If you're here listening in or you get to hear this as a recording, great. Please feel free to subscribe. That way you can always get a notification of when the next one is. For now, they are going to continue to be on Thursdays at this time at 8. And I would also ask you to check out some of the other videos that I have already posted on anxiety. And also, if you have a comment or a question, please go ahead and write that in the description below the video when this is over, as well as in chat if you're listening in on chat. So I'm just going to start with some thoughts. And the first thing is, I'm a person who kind of likes to talk and go from what I'm feeling. And that kind of changes sometimes moment to moment. But this day leading up to this video has been actually not such a great, exciting day. It was not a day in which I practiced having much gratitude. It was actually a day I practiced having a lot of frustration. And I started to think, oh, how am I going to do a video, about gratitude if I'm all kind of wired up with some difficulties I've been having with technology and things going wrong on Zoom and other things that I'm doing. Just a lot of, those days, a lot of things going wrong, aren't going in your direction or the way you want. And I started to think, what's holding me together is partly due to the practice I've been doing of giving thanks and really focusing on parts of my existence where I am feeling replenished by people, resources, whatever it is. The thing about gratitude is you can benefit from it right away, right here and now. We don't have to wait to the future, to some golden moment or age when we feel, we've done our work here on earth and now we can, enjoy the spoils of a life free of, any type of responsibility. That's not about what this is. In fact, it's just the other way around. It's never a better time than the present to actually feel that gratitude. So I think it has sustained me, not just today, but also in other difficult times where I have felt maybe I was in the dark a little bit, and then because I focused on someone or something in my life, that light got rekindled and I had a spark again. And I kept kind of going back to this feeling of, in the middle of all the chaos today, going back to the things that I have and the people who are around me that I care for and who love me and whom I love. And so that has sustained me and kept me going. And I also want to share another insight. The other insight is that it's really, really difficult to start thinking about things that you are blessed for, or things that you cherish or are appreciative of, if you're in the middle of something that is not easy. So it's an example might be like, if you're really having a hard time with technology and it just isn't working for you, or you're losing maybe a lot of work on a computer, it may not be the best time to start thinking about how grateful you are that you have an internet, or how grateful you are that you are sitting in a chair, or you have a roof over your head, or the sun is out. It's not as if I'm saying to just shove gratitude in there and to expect good things to happen. What I'm coming from is more of a long-term practice of having gratitude as a experience, and giving gratitude as a regular type of behavior. Because when you do it that way, when you give gratitude each day and you dedicate a time to be mindful of the things in your life that you're grateful for, it's that sustained attention and focus on that, those experiences, that actually brings about more long-term ability to cope. Your happiness level increases. Your health overall actually really starts to improve. Um, I was sharing this with my family at dinner tonight, and I was saying, and it sounds crazy, but I was saying that um, if you can incorporate gratitude into your life on a regular basis, everything actually is theoretically at least supposed to become more achievable and more possible. Your overall wellness increases, not just in like your physical body from your heart and your strength, but also mentally, also emotionally. Your relationships improve, your productivity at work, your just overall sense of well-being, attitude, mindset. All these things are affected by expressing and feeling gratitude. Um, so, one of the recommendations from a book I'm reading is to try gratitude in the sense of feeling it and dwelling in it for about 3 minutes for 30 days. So 3 and 30, 3 minutes each day for 30 days, and then kind of see what's going on. Maybe notice if you're feeling any changes or anything happening within you, because the hope is that you, in doing this, you actually bringing in a positive emotion, a state, and it's actually going from a state of being kind of to more of a trait, so that gratitude becomes something you can fall back on, and give. You can be thankful that you have gratitude even. So I guess what I'm saying is that it's sort of like what I consider a gateway positive emotion to opening up the door to feel other positive emotions like determination, confidence, persistence, perseverance, just a whole host of other positive emotions, empathy, and so on. So gratitude to me seems two things. On one hand, it feels very simple to do, like, conceptually, to just think about things that you're grateful for. But it also seems to be, when you actually apply it, not very easy, at least in the very beginning. I remember having to kind of force myself to dedicate some time to actually go over and feel this gratitude and explore it. But as I started to do it more, I became more and more like accustomed to feeling um, grateful or joyful about things, even while I was in the middle of other work going on. I started to wonder, is this the source of the spring of kind of hope that kind of arises within you, after doing something repeatedly for a long stretch of time that is very good for you? And I do chalk it up to that. I feel like, because I did do this night after night, and I'm still doing it before bed, I feel my days are much better and they're much brighter. Not to say that they were really bad or anything like that, but they're even more brighter and more just enjoyable. And I'm more present too. That's another thing. You can be more present in what you're doing. So it's sort of like, it doesn't seem like it's connected to anything, but it actually is rewiring your brain to be more receptive for the help that other people provide to you, the words of encouragement they give you, so that once that is going on, you start to do that to yourself. So I hope that's making sense for you. So tonight, that's about all I want to say on that. I'm going to do a few more of these, probably about 3 more of these videos. I'm not done, not yet tonight. But I'm just telling you, I'm going to do about 3 more of the gratitude like I did on anxiety. And in each one, I'm always going to teach and share some practical thing you can do that you don't need me for, that you can do on at home, on your own, on the go. You can share with other people. Okay, so this one is called, let me look at my trusty book over here. This is about practicing gratitude for the web of life, it's called. And this book is called Resilience. It's a great book, and it has a lot of great exercise in it. And I thought this one is especially important. The context that we're in right now is difficult with COVID. We see a lot of negative things on the news. We're stuck at home a lot. We're alone. Some of us are alone. Some of us have lost our job or connections to seeing people we love that we took for granted. So I think it's really hard at this time, but it's also super necessary actually to do it even more than you would if everything were kind of quote unquote back to normal. So what we can do here is just take a minute here to kind of ground yourself in the present moment right here and now. And we can begin by doing a little meditative kind of practice here, mindfulness. You can keep your eyes open for this. It's best done closed, but I'm going to need to keep mine open. I'm not an expert at doing this, but I practice it a lot, so I do feel pretty confident in doing these kinds of things. Also with some, not just with you listeners, but in my own private practice as a life coach. And so I'm going to ask you to kind of just relax your muscles. Try to see if you can just close your eyes gently and take in 2 big breaths. 1 inhale, and then a slow exhale. And then 1 inhale and 1 slow exhale. And as you're doing that, I want you to kind of settle in, feel the weight of your body against the chair or wherever you are sitting. Hopefully sitting is better, but it's okay if you're lying down too. And I want you to start to think of someone, a person who has done something to brighten your day. It could be anyone that has done anything that for whom you are grateful. This could be, and I kind of want you to tie it, if you could, to an actual experience that they did. So maybe, for instance, it could be someone who spent a good amount of time helping you on the phone. And because of that person's patience to help you, it made your day better. Maybe it was something even smaller. Maybe it was just somebody opening the car door for you. But I want you to try to think of a person in the recent past, I think. Well, it doesn't have to be the recent past, but if it's in the recent past, maybe you can think of an experience of that you are grateful for. So if you want to just take a minute here to think of that. This is an activity about people, so we can be thankful for many other things too: animals, pets, technology, Zoom, whatever it is. But tonight we're talking about people. And as you are thinking about this person and what they did for you, maybe it was a kind word they said, a comment they made. Oh, you look great today. Or maybe somebody cooked for you. Or maybe somebody spent time with you or called you on the phone. Maybe it was something else entirely, but I'm just trying to give you some ideas. And as you think of this person and experience, I want to see if you can just breathe in and out, keeping your mind focused on this deed they did. They maybe did it without even knowing how it affected you. But now in this moment, you can feel it coming back to you, that moment when you were with that person, in some kind of contact with that person. And I want you to see how that feels, to know that another person out there did something kind to you. And in doing so, recognizing that they did this, you're expressing gratitude. You're giving thanks for this experience that you had. And sometimes it is the very smallest little things. It's not always just the big things, but it could be, don't feel like you have to judge it either. Everything counts. So I want you to try to incorporate this in terms of thinking about how it was, how you were when it happened, maybe just kind of recollecting where you were. And now in this state where we're recollecting what happened, we're feeling a connection to that person and their goodness, their ability to participate in our life in a way that really has helped us. Now, had you not done this, maybe this would not have come up for you. Maybe it was lost, sort of in the deep reservoir of our memories. But now it's interesting, isn't it, that we're bringing it up, and maybe you didn't think of this before. Perhaps you thought of it a lot already, but that's okay too. Now, as you are focusing and feeling this sense of thankfulness, the next part of this exercise is to try to see if you can expand your awareness to gratitude for people you have not yet met. So these are the people that you're going to be meeting, perhaps, or having some connection to, who are going to actually be doing something that affects you in a positive way. Let me give you an example. So these are, for instance, some people that are going to be influencing you in ways that you may not be aware, because you haven't thought into the future in this way. But what I mean, as more of a concrete example, is tomorrow or even now, there are people behind the scenes, okay, outside our vision. We can't even hear them. But right now, what are they doing to kind of make your life better? So it could be present, doesn't have to be tomorrow or in the future. So an example would be, there are people right now out there, right? And they're working. Some people are at the hospital, they're taking care of the sick. There are other people at like electrical plants, making sure that the system of red lights and traffic lights are all working and operating properly. That's a very important job. There's people out there managing and taking care of pets and stray animals. There are custodians and night workers who have long, late night shifts, keeping the office. Well, they are these days, the office not as much, but they're keeping and maintaining buildings, property, security guards, late night workers at fast food restaurants. All this stuff is happening, and the light in your house is on because of someone else. So it's the point of this is to try to expand your awareness to be open to the possibility that there are so many things around us that are sustaining us and keeping us and our well-being intact. Um, and sometimes I think we don't, it's sort of out of sight, out of mind. We don't really think about this. We're kind of like in our own world, our own zone, and whatever we see is what the world is. So obviously, it's much bigger once we get up and get outside. We notice there are other people, but it's a good idea to keep this awareness that there's really many acts of kindness and great things happening around us all the time. It's just that we don't see these things or hear about them. Actually, what we hear about is the things that don't work most of the time. So, the disappointments and disasters that happen, unfortunately. Okay, so just want to end here by saying or asking you if you have any, I don't know, shift perhaps in your thinking, or just a deeper sense that maybe you're connected to something larger than yourself that is beyond, but a presence that is sustaining you, and keeping you, keeping you alive, actually. Don't want to sound dramatic here, but, all these things, the house that you're in, we can be grateful for so many different things. And so I'm going to kind of just end here on that note. And I just want to encourage everybody to really do your best to share in the experience of being grateful and having gratitude. Encourage you also in a practical way to bring gratitude into your life in a conscious, concerted way. And the way to go about doing that is a little bit each day. Real change is going to happen over time with consistency, so that our brain, the neuroscience of our brain is that if we practice something again and again, our brain gets used to it. So right now, I'd say we're quite used to the way we are. And the way we are right now, well, I can't speak for everyone, but I would say many of us are not so attuned to the positive experience of feeling gratitude. It's more like once a year for your birthday or Christmas for some people. I'm getting a little extreme. I don't want to say that's true with everyone. I think there are people who are grateful for things all the time, but okay, maybe me, I kind of feel like, you say thank you when you get something and don't realize that it's happening every moment. All right, so I'll just end there and appreciate you being here. I'm going to give gratitude to that. I am grateful for the even few people who are here tonight. And I'm also grateful for the content and the minds of the other people who have kind of influenced me to bring gratitude into my life. So I want to thank you again. And, feel free to write a question if you want into the chat. I can try to answer it not in the video, but maybe in the description. And again, if you know someone, who could benefit from doing these types of exercises and wants more, positive change in their life, I'm someone who you might think of. Okay, so I'd appreciate that. Take care, everyone, and good night. Have a good one. Bye-bye.